AITA refused to give up seat on a plane aisle. For our flight today, me and my partner, both early 30s, booked seats 1B and 1C. She gets claustrophobic on planes and takes medication before getting on, etc. The plane has 2x rows of 3, so 1B and 1C are center in aisle. We always get on the plane last, so there's less hanging around waiting for the doors to shut. When we boarded, an older couple were sat in seats 1A and 1B. They were given 1A and 1D and offered us 1C and 1D. We politely refused this offer and explained that we'd booked 1B and 1C as we wished to sit together. Flight attendant then jumps in and tries to persuade us to give up our seats, explains that one of the couple is disabled. Again, we declined the offer. At which point the flight attendant rolls her eyes and the woman in 1B reluctantly moves. AITA for not moving for an elderly disabled couple. AITA because I do not support my wife smoking. My wife smokes and I do not agree with it. She knows I don't like it and she has always snapped at me anytime I bring it up. I know she's a grown woman and can do what she wants. However, we have ran into financial issues before and she never quit, even when I would mention how it's unnecessary money to spend, and her response would be, "Is $8 really going to make us broke?" Sure, $8 won't, but when you buy 2 to 3 packs at a time every 3 to 4 days it adds up. But she asked me today if I would buy her cigarettes and I said no. You know I don't support that. She got all mad and called me a dick in front of our children and said all I had to say was no. So AITA in this situation. Edit. She didn't start smoking until a couple years into our relationship after we had twins. I know it was stressful but still don't think she should have started. AITA for agreeing with the school when they dress coded my daughter and not fighting it. This is about my youngest. I would like to start off saying the dress code is very reasonable. The rule is don't see undergarments, and this affects the guys more than the girl. The pants not being held up, boxers are seen thing. I have 3 kids and the older 2 have never been dress coded. Now my daughter came home and she was in her gym clothes since she got dress coded. It came with a school email and a picture of the shirt. They took the picture after my daughter changed and it was a swim top cover up. It's sheer. This makes complete sense to me why she was dress coded. She got a warning and that was that. Now my daughter and oldest daughter are pissed that I didn't stick up for her. My sister is now on my ass since the kids told her and they all think I am a jerk. So outside opinions on this. AITA for forcing my boyfriend to do the dishes. I'm lactose intolerant. Every time I make tacos my boyfriend always makes jokes about how I'm disrespecting Mexican culture by not having cheese in my tacos. I've told him multiple times I'm not going to give myself the shits just to make him feel better about my friggin' tacos. He's not even Mexican, he's white. This came to a head last night when we were having tacos again. I got up to go to the bathroom and when I came back I noticed my taco looked tampered with. I go to inspect and lo and behold there's fucking cheese buried underneath the other ingredients. I told my boyfriend he was a raging Chicano and went to bed leaving him to do the cleanup. I still haven't spoken to him all morning and he's complaining about how I forced him to do the dishes because normally I do them. AITA here. AITA for giving my girlfriend the silent treatment because she killed a bug. I was hanging out with my girlfriend in my room yesterday. She said she saw a fly crawling around on my desk and asked me to kill it. I don't like killing bugs, so I said I'd just open a window and shoo it out. Before I could do so my mom called me downstairs for something, so I told her I'd be back and not to kill the fly. I was back 5 minutes later and my girlfriend informed me she had crushed the fly and laughed. This upset me. I don't like killing bugs and I explicitly told her not to and she still did it. I told her that I was upset and she rolled her eyes and said she didn't get the big deal since it was just a bug. Since then I haven't felt like talking to her much. She got angry and texted me that I was TA for being so upset and ignoring her over a bug. AITA. AITA for naming my child the same name that Sael named hers just weeks earlier. My Sael has never liked me. She had always tried to one-up me. We were both pregnant at the same time. Her due date was 6 days after mine, but her girl came early so she gave birth roughly 2 weeks before me. We had already announced our name because MAL wanted to make a blanket with baby's name in it. Sael said their name was a secret. Well, turns out they named their daughter the name we chose and announced she thought she had one, and I decided it wasn't worth arguing with her. I gave birth and we simply went ahead with our name choice. It's a generic name like Sarah or Anna, but it was also my mom's name, which is why we chose it. So technically Sael could have planned for this name all along, but I doubt it. Well, she's not happy at all that the 2 cousins now share a name. I told her tough luck, and why did she think we'd change our name? AITA for not letting my sister-in-law hold our baby. My wife and I just brought home our beautiful baby. When we got home I wanted my older son to hold the baby. He is 14, but but my wife said no. She said she wasn't comfortable with anyone but us holding the baby, yet I wasn't happy about this, but I respect that as a mom she's anxious about how vulnerable our baby is, so I let it go. Yesterday her sister came over and wanted to hold the baby. I said no, that my wife and I aren't comfortable with anyone but us holding him, yet my wife then said it was fine, that her sister was a special case. I said no, that I wasn't comfortable with it. Her sister was offended and left. My wife is angry with me and says I was an asshole to her sister. I think I am just being consistent. Was I an asshole to my sister-in-law? AITA for not telling my dad he isn't getting the inheritance he's expecting. My mother died when I was 16. My dad married another woman 2 years later. My grandparents, my dad's parents, hate my stepmother. I really don't like her either. Even after my half-siblings were born, my grandparents never warmed up to her. My grandparents are quite wealthy. My father has been banking on this inheritance for a while. He has even been not paying into his retirement because he's so sure that he will inherit the millions. I just found out on Saturday that I'm getting the majority of my grandparents' estate. My father is getting a token amount of $50,000, so he can't dispute it. My grandparents made me promise not to give out any money after, and I intend to keep my word. But I do feel really guilty that my father just spends his money as it's coming in because he's relying on money he won't get. I also found out my dad is in a lot of debt. AITA for not telling him. AITA for ruining a proposal. My girlfriend just bought a house and is so excited she invited a ton of people over for a housewarming. She put so much work into everything. The house looked amazing and the food was delicious. Right after dinner, while my girlfriend was getting dessert, her brother proposed to his girlfriend. I was mad because he hijacked my girlfriend's event that she worked so hard for. Before she could answer, I told him to sit down and quit being so rude and disrespectful to his sister. He was mad, but his girlfriend looked so embarrassed they ended up leaving. The party was very awkward. After that, a lot of people left early. My girlfriend's mom was furious at me because she wanted her son to stop living in sin and I ruined it. My girlfriend said I was sweet but didn't need to do that. Her brother texted me calling me a prick. Was I an asshole for telling them to have some class? AITA friend is always late, so we give her a earlier time. She actually showed up on time and is pissed. Our friend Isabel is usually 1 to 2 hours late to anything we do because she unorganized and spends an excessive amount of time getting ready, which she tries to do last minute. We got sick of waiting 1 to 2 hours every time we go out, so Wed started telling her to show up at 4 when we are actually meeting at 5:30. We did this like 3 times and she was usually like 10 minutes late still. Well, here's the problem. We were meeting up last night. We told her 6:30 last night and we were actually meeting at around 7:45. She showed up 25 minutes early and is fucking pissed that we did this. She found out we gave her wrong times intentionally. She says we're assholes and she felt betrayed. I told her it's her own fault for being hours late consistently and it was the only way to get her on time.